If you've been thinking about buying sublimation equipment for your candles, but you keep talking yourself out of it, I want you to hear this. The thing standing between you and that purchase usually is not the money. It is your mindset. I know that because I lived it. I had everything I needed to level up my candles sitting right in front of me, and I still did not move. Not because I could not afford to, but because of the story I was telling myself. If we haven't met yet, I am Kimberly Patterson, and I help candle makers transform ordinary candle vessels into works of art using sublimation and engraving. Today, I am not giving you a sales pitch. I want to walk you through the mindset shifts that finally let me say yes and honestly changed my whole candle business. Let's start with what a mindset really is. Your mindset is the set of beliefs and attitudes that shape how you see the world and how you respond to it. Think of it like a lens. If your lens is limiting, you see obstacles everywhere. If your lens is expansive, you see opportunities, solutions, and possibilities. And this is where it gets real for us as candle makers. Your mindset is what decides whether you invest in better tools or whether you hold back because of fear. Candle making is not just mixing wax and fragrance. It is creativity, it is science, and it is business. Your success depends just as much on how you think as it does on how well you pour. A fixed mindset says, I'm not good at this, I'll never figure it out. A growth mindset says, I can learn this. Every mistake is just data that helps me improve. That one difference, fixed versus growth, can be the difference between a frustrating hobby and a real art form, maybe even a real business. Let me show you exactly what a limiting mindset can look like, because I am a little embarrassed by mine. I had a sublimation printer sitting in its box for months. I told myself it was too complicated. I told myself I probably would not even use it. I told myself I didn't know what I would use it for. And that story kept that box closed. It kept my candles plain, it kept me frustrated, and it kept me from realizing what was possible. Then one day I finally opened it, and the idea hit me. I can design anything and put it on a candle. That was the moment everything changed for me. My biggest regret in this whole journey is not starting sooner. Not because I lacked the tools, I had them. My mindset just was not ready to use them. Do not let your fear sit in a box. So how do you actually shift your mindset? You reframe the way you look at the purchase. Here are the 6 reframes that moved me from I can't to I'm doing this. The first reframe is moving from expense to investment. Stop picturing money leaving your pocket. Picture it going to work for you. It can help you create higher-end products, build stronger sales, and give your brand real credibility. You are not just buying tools, you are buying your way into a higher tier of candle making. The second reframe is moving from risk to commitment. That little voice that says, what if I do not use it, is often just proof that you are stepping up. Investing in serious equipment is you telling yourself and your customers that you mean business. The third reframe is moving from too expensive to return over time. Do not look at the entire price as one giant number. Spread the value out. One custom order, one holiday season, one Etsy bestseller, or one new product line can help cover the cost. These tools can pay for themselves not only in sales, but in creativity, confidence, and joy. The fourth reframe is moving from unnecessary to differentiation. You might think, I can just use labels. And yes, you can, but so can everyone else. Labels can fade, they can peel, they can look like something that was added at the end. Sublimation becomes part of the vessel. You create something more permanent, more polished, and more memorable. That difference is what helps people remember you. The fifth reframe is moving from complicated to skill building. At first, sublimation and engraving can look overwhelming. But every candle artist who has mastered these tools started as a beginner. Every skill feels complicated before you practice it. Then eventually it becomes familiar, it becomes second nature. And one day you realize you have learned an art form that very few people around you know how to do. The sixth reframe is moving from for others to for myself. We often justify purchases by what they will do for our customers. But this is also for you. It is for your joy, your creativity, your fulfillment, your ability to wake up and feel excited to make something new. When you are inspired, that energy flows into everything you create. And do not forget the cost that nobody puts on the price tag. The biggest cost is not always the equipment. Sometimes the biggest cost is lost time, frustration, and capping your own creative potential before you ever get started. Once you make the leap, there are a few mindset principles I want you to carry with you. Energy first, candle second. Start each creation from a good place. Your energy goes into your work. Inspired action is the action that matters. Move when you feel genuinely inspired, not because you are forcing yourself, comparing yourself, or acting out of fear. And remember this, your thoughts sculpt your sales. The story you tell yourself about your business often becomes the story you live out. These are not just nice words, they are the difference between holding back and stepping forward. So here is the truth I want to leave you with. Reframing does not just change a purchase decision, it transforms hesitation into empowerment. This was never really just about spending money on sublimation equipment. It is about reclaiming your place in the market. It is about reigniting your creativity. It is about protecting the joy that fuels your craft. Your mindset is the foundation. Everything else gets built on top of it. If this gave you the nudge you needed, I have a video on sublimation supplies you need to get started. Until next time, glow differently. If you're serious about candle making, start thinking like a candle artist. If you want to go deeper into candle design, sublimation, engraving, and creating candles that truly stand out, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in getting my book on sublimation and engraving at cost, the link is in the description. Buyers of my book can explore a free trial that includes one-on-one coaching, a physical monthly newsletter delivered to your front door, and my private school community. And if you'd rather buy my candles instead of making them yourself, I've added a link to my Etsy shop below. See you next time on The Candle Artist Way.